Going on, everybody, this is Max Farrell. This is DexFXCopy.com, and welcome to the daily update here, February 2nd, 2018. Now, this morning, the NFP fired. Yeah, I know. Everybody looks forward to the NFP. Either that's a facetious statement for you, or it's reality. Either way, if you don't know what the NFP is, just pretend like you don't, because it is set with so much ambiguity and craziness that you'll get drawn in and you'll start trading it at 2 o'clock in the morning. So at 2 o'clock in the morning, I shut off the Max Prime. I sent you all an email. The reason I had done so is because I know that manually I can stop certain things from trading on the live accounts. If you're trading it and in your demos and all that kind of stuff, then we're going to look to see how well it did through the bots, okay? And to see what the effect and the cause of the effect of the NFP and heavy news. But listen, this isn't about turning things on and off all day long and start maintaining and all that stuff. You want one part automation, one part manual. I'm not here to teach you how to make a system that's going to trade for you automatically 100% and be perfect every single time. We're going to have those dips, okay? And what I'm trying to do is limit those dips to be super tiny with larger upruns of productivity. So I turned it off because I really didn't know what the effect was going to directly be on the NFP. And I'm going to be very honest with you. I could have researched it. I could have looked into the previous NFPs, went through all the bots, went through all the processes to see what bots would have gotten hit for the NFP on the back test and what we call the average true range was of that movement with the type of news, waited to 8:30 or 8:25 and looked at the variant distance of the pre-move and that, yeah, okay, you getting where I'm going here, right? I got better time winning the Super Bowl. Me, not the Eagles, not the Patriots, me, right? Not after the week I've had. So the process was easier just to nick it off. Excuse me. So I turned off Max Prime, but I left all the other bots running. Now, why did I do that? Well, because all the rest of the bots are running through a back test solution that we did that is now in forward testing, and it does it all through news. So I was just going to let them be. I'll use the filter. I'll use the success rates of the bots to in forward test because I haven't tested them through a major NFP through forward test like this. So that's why I wanted the data, but I didn't want the result, even if it was good or bad, okay? Now remember, if it was great, all the woulda, shoulda, couldas would have been out there, right? And if it was bad, all the woulda, shoulda, couldas would have been there, right? Yeah, absolutely. So here's what happened, and let me show you the results here. Not good, bad, not sort of indifferent, and we're gonna kind of go through that right now. The Grinch did okay. It didn't trade at all until later after the NFP happened. We had 1-2 trades, and of course they failed. They failed because here's the thing: when you get this kind of movement, there's a little bit of pullback, and then now there's some consolidation, right? We're getting this major set of consolidation markers that are happening right here and right here, okay? And the bot really doesn't know what to do. It's going to bounce between its safety zone of about 13 pips. And when it does, this is our danger zone for the Finch. This is where the numbers start to drop a little bit for success rates, and we'll look at that here in just a minute, okay? Oops, I revealed a secret that you're not supposed to see this one. This is the Gannon, which is another bot from one of our favorite companies that we've been testing out and working on back behind the scenes. It's been running now for some time, and it's still hovering around break even, okay? You get some good runs, get some bad runs, get some good runs, bad runs. I'm not really going to go into this one too much. We'll know here in about another week. That'll be sitting up there for a full month, and then I'll start bringing it in and looking at the data and sparsing it out, okay? Okay, this one right here. Okay, there's a Simply Forex. Now, Simply Forex, because of its negativity over the past couple of weeks, I mean, super negativity, we put it into reverse prime. And of course, what did the NFP do? It made one super winner, which is this $5, 56 pip move. All the other ones were losing until the NFP. We get super movement and boom. So even it stayed true to its color of a losing environment, and then NFP sort of made it move to be outside of its environment. Okay, let's switch servers. Let's jump over to the other one. All right, let's have a look. And I'm showing you the back. Look, this is how transparent we are. Okay, I'm showing you the bots themselves. Okay, not just the name in the FXC or the my effects book. Okay, I'm showing the bots themselves. Now, Vader got in pretty early in the morning. Okay, and was in pre-NFP, and the massive move gave us some good movement. That's 89 pips, and it's still running. Okay, and it's going to keep running until it hits its number. Okay, it's in for a sell. Wait, let me get to the right one. AutoUSD. Here we go. Okay, and you see what it's done is that it's in the mechanics of the software. It's now pulled, and I'm pulling it down just a little bit more manually. Okay. Now, it would normally keep it in its little safe zone and keep it moving, but 87 pips is pretty good. Now, would this been one that we would have had on our sheet for Prime? And the answer is no. Okay. But it still did trade, and these are numbers that I'll be using. Okay. Now, on the other side of that, the NZJJPY, it got in post NFP and started to sort of fail here. But I really see this as, excuse me, as a stop hunting level. Okay, and I'll talk about those in future videos. I'm going to be doing something today on that mentality. Okay, so Vader, not so great. A little bit back and forth, but we still did all right. Prime, and here's Odin, the final one. Sort of broke out even today. Really didn't trade during. We had a couple that were already set up for several hours prior to NFP, and then one right after NFP, and that's that USD CAD. Let's go have a look at it, and you can kind of see, boom, it triggered out that quick movement and kept on following. So this one got into a trend process, which is pretty cool. If you see this gray line, this is a ghost stop loss, right? Oops, sorry, wait it once. I was looking at it wrong. In fact, it failed. So this is actually a minus 174. So it's actually on the other side. So the levels got hit pretty good, and it avoided the level. So I think it might end up coming back. If not, it'll end up stopping itself out or breaking even at it. But the Odin is the Euro UAD as well. Sorry, it's been a very long night. Same thing. Let's get some bars on here. This one came on several hours later. Let's back out just a little bit so you can see. Not as much movement in the USD CAD as you would expect on an NFP day, but still nonetheless, that's pretty big movement. Okay, but came in after the fact and got hit. This one for 33 pips. Of course, the Euro USD. Jump over to it. It didn't show up till after the fact, just recently, and we'll see what the result is for that. That's a normal trade. Would we have gotten hit with the Odin? Let me see here. Euro AUD and Euro Gray. No, I think, no, we would have been fine because the Euro AUD came off of that one in the middle of the week. So we would have gotten hit with two bad trades. As it is, we didn't get hit with any. So I'm excited. Okay, so it will go back on. For you fast forward people, excuse me, let me go down the list here real quick. I'm losing my voice for some reason. Let's get into a final of the week. We're on the max prime. Now, remember, we did jump up, come down a little bit, and this is all later on in equity curve. This is going to look like this, okay? So, you know, a little bump in there like that, okay? It's going to look like that. I mean, if it continues going down here like this, then we got to have some words, right? We have to find out the strategy that's really killing us and kind of eliminate it. Kill it, right? So max prime on the mend. The Grinch. Let me use my mouse. Overall on the product, it had sort of an up week into this process, a little down at the very last part of it, today because of the NFP, as you can kind of tell. But for the week as a whole, the bot is up, which is super cool. I love seeing that because that just means it makes my job easier to come in here and go, yay, that's good. That's going on Prime. That's going on Prime. So we got 3 good bots going on Prime, 3 good assets going on Prime. For you fast forward people, you may want to even look at using the Audi dollar, because even though that it's losing side of the short side, okay, it still kind of came out not too bad on pips, where the long side really made up for it. You see what I'm saying? So even if you did have that, the end result here is still a good 66 positive. I won't put that on the on Prime, but it would be good for you fast forward folks if you want to take a little bit extra thing in there. Okay, we have good numbers running active right now, so that should be even better for the end of the week, because I do my closeout at the end of the day. I'll do my closeout and turn on all my assets where they need to be. Let's go have a look at the Odin. The Odin, of course, playing in this, you know, our equity curve is going to start looking like the market, right? That we're going to have these balances of consolidation and trend. So please keep that in mind. We're still young in the numbers, okay? That's the whole thing. We're young in the numbers. Let's look at the summary. We got a good number on the Audi yen, the Euro Audi, and again, don't be. Oh wait, no, not the Euro Audi. I'm sorry. So the Audi yen, because we got that one there in the negative. But still, look, this is 115 on that side of it. If you're in the fast forward, you can omit this if you're not worried about the 29 minus pips. Then that's something you could probably put on your portfolio too. You know, that's basically all we're doing, folks, is portfolio reading, finding out which one of our assets is doing good within our system, right? And then going with it. This bot trades it this way. This bot trades it that way. Euro, Great Britain, pound looking good. Everything else, you know, the Odin's not developing too much for us in a positive. I'm looking for all the way negative, like this one. I think that's it on this one. This one would go to reverse prime. So we'd set up an Odin bot trading just the NZG-JPY and let it do its thing, right? It's under 40%. We want to kill it, right? Anything else is sitting in sort of limbo. I mean, Great Britain pound USD at 113 on the long side. You could set up a bot, set the bot up just with a Great Britain pound USD with longs, right? Same thing with the Euro USD, the Euro JPY, the Euro Audi. That's actually a pretty dang good idea, to set up just the bot to run with the variables for just longs, because the shorts seem to suck. Except on the NZJPY, which they both suck, and the USD CAD, which they both suck. So there's 2 prime candidates, 2 rev prime candidates, and we got a long prime and we got a short prime. That's what we're going to call them. I love it. I love it when a plan comes together live. All right, so we'll test that out. I'm going to need more VPSs. Let's get over to the next one. Let's go to Simply Forex. Oh no, let's go to, it was Vader. Let's go to Veda. Veda. Okay. Again, we don't care so much on the productivity of the bot in the whole. What we're looking for is the summary, and the summary is gold to us. Euro USD. That's what we got right there. And the USD CAD. 70% and 86% with good numbers to kind of play with here. As we progress, look at this. This is AUD USD might, that's 86 pips. But look at it. It's on the sell side. It's the first one it's had on the sell. So this doesn't have enough numbers to play with yet. So even though if that comes over, I'm not going to look at that as still a positive. Even though that it's going to put this into the positive, it's going to be strong-willed positive on one side. Okay? And that's what I have to kind of look at. All right, let's get over to a final one, which is the Simply Forex, which we already know is sitting in Rev Prime. And what we're looking for now is negative numbers, right? Negative numbers. That's what we want. Positive numbers would hurt us in this one. Could we put just a bot up with Simple Forex and do a pound yen? Yes, absolutely. But even then, one side of it's still kind of hurting. So this one's going to probably be off the book for us. May even take it off the bot now. I won't take it off the bot. I don't want the numbers. But what we're looking for is completely negative. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, what I don't like here on this one is that we got one side, the long side, right? That seems to do okay on this one. So we wouldn't do Euro USD. Okay? So Rev Prime's got some good candidates. We even got long prime and short prime going to be coming now. And I think these are good because in testing these products like this, okay, you're going to be able to add these portfolios. Like if the Euro USD is doing great on a long prime and is not good in your other portfolio, switch them out. Switch them out. If it doesn't yield enough, switch them out. How much now is trading to you? That's the question you have to ask. Trading now is not about picking the right direction and then hoping for the best. Trading now is seeing what direction has proven itself on a pair, on an asset, and going with it inside your portfolio. Just like a trade stock portfolio system. Like if you bought Google and maybe Bing and another company and Uber, and if this stock started to plummet and not do so well, you have a percentage you're going to get in at or get out at, or if it was doing well, you had a percentage you wanted to make, correct? That's basically all you're doing here, is that you're managing your own portfolio. And in some cases, for you Max Prime people, I'm managing it for you to a degree. And as you get more trades on, you're not managing the day-to-day stock flow, you're managing the weekly and monthly flow. You're managing the equity curve of the flow. You want to trade more once your equity curve starts to become more consistent and positive, and you want to go from 0.1 micro lot per trade, you have to make sure that your balance is going to be able to handle it, about $500 to $1,000 per micro lot. You want to do 0.02 micro lots, because then you got to make a multiplier of 2. Then make sure you have 1,000, you get where I'm going, to $2,000 in there. Have you guys looked at this? Most of all the bots, if you go to every single bot, I want you to look at the second number in here, okay, which is, let me get off of this. Get over to one of the other ones here. Let's go to the Grinch. Okay, you can barely see it on the Grinch. I want to find something that has sort of a little draw down to it. Nope, that one doesn't either. That's saying something here so far. There we go, just as a little bit, right? So you see this other little line here. This is the equity, right? This is the equity growth, right? So if you've won some money, but then a trade comes on and really drops this down, this is your drawdown or your equity decline, okay? Sometimes your equity could be a little bit higher because you get some on board that are winning really, really good, okay? If the line's below, it just means it's natural. If it's right on board, it's a good R to R value, okay? If it's above it, it's a super R to R value. Got it? Good. Okay. So Basically, when you're beginning to get your money on, you want to make sure that you have enough. Because if you had $500 in the account and you've got a bunch of trades on and your equity goes into say $250, that's 50% draw on your equity. That's no bueno. None, right? So you're going to have to see what that is. Each one of these bots, too, has a drawdown tab. Look at this, 1.33%. Now, what this means is that it was 1.33% of $2,000 in 1981, whatever it was, right? That doesn't mean it's going to be automatically 1.33% on yours, okay? Because you have to kind of configure that in, right? Because if you have $2,000, then yes, it'll be exactly the same. But if you have 1,000, you have to double this. So that'll be 2.66%, which is still pretty damn good, right? So you have 2.42% drawdown overall, okay? Average. Boom, 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 boom. Or it's not even average in there. I don't even know what that is now. Okay, maybe that's for the month or what have you. But the drawdown is 2.42. And that's pretty dang good because that's about $40. You know, because 10% would have been $190, $200. That's about $40 drawdown in the process at any time. Okay, you can look at risks to ruins. You can look at all these other things that are on the charts and sort of figure out which one's the best ones. But that's your best bet. Okay. All right, I hope you enjoyed this. Next week, we're going to really start kicking this thing up a little bit. I have, like you've seen me in there, I have a couple extra bots that are coming on board, and I have some giveaway stuff. You're going to see me really focusing more on the training, and we're really hoping that we're going to get a live webinar with all of you on board next week on I think it's on Monday. I'll put out an email on Sunday for what's going to happen, but I want to get some up close and personal time with some of you. You know, you want to come on board, then we could talk about the product and the process and ask questions, and we could do so in a live webinar, right? I have nothing to hide. I want you to be comfortable and experienced and get your comfort zone back into this game because it's worth every second. All right, I'm Max. This is Dex. Sorry for the long update, but I think you needed something on the Friday, this whole thing. So I hope you will enjoy your weekend. Chill out. Just have a great weekend, and I'll see you next time. As always, trade well.